Well, we're going to continue talking about history and preservation in Franklin, Tennessee, and I've got a special guest with me who I see often walking on the streets of Franklin, and she always has a lot of people with her rather. So, what's going on? What is this?
Well,
This is Margie Fesson.
That's right. Thank you, Mayor. Thanks for having me. I am doing walking tours of historic downtown Franklin. I've started Franklin on Foot in 2003, and we have about 8 tours that we do in downtown Franklin to show off our wonderful town and its history.
And this is a perfect month to be having a special tour, I bet. Maybe something like a ghost tour?
Well, as you might imagine, October is the month. Although we do tours year-round, including the Ghost Tour, the Haunted Franklin Tour. This is our most popular tour this month. And we fill up and tell lots of ghost stories in downtown Franklin.
Well, we're going to walk to one of your destinations, and maybe we can continue that conversation as we go. So what's going to be our first stop tonight?
We're going to stop up at the little shop around the corner tonight. This is 3rd Avenue. And when I started researching tours, ghost stories in Franklin, talking to people, a lot of people suggested I go talk to Ron Schuff over here at Schuff's Music. And Ron had lots of information about his building, but he also told me about the building across the street. He owns that today, and it's all built in 1865, we believe. But in the 20th century, it was the home of a woman named Nell Mosley. So Nell lived here with her husband, and then after he passed away, she lived here by herself. And Nell, at the end of her life, now today, you're an orthopedic surgeon. Did you do knee replacements and hip replacements and that kind of thing?
Only when I was in training.
Oh, my goodness.
So I was a hand surgeon.
Oh, okay. I don't think I knew that. But it's amazing what they can do today that we haven't always been able to do in medical science. And so Nell got housebound. And so probably today you would get, you know, something replaced that would continue to make her mobile, but she was stuck in the house. And so what she would do, because she liked being a member of the community, being active, she used to sit in a chair right there behind the window and just sort of watch the world go by. And everybody would walk by and they would wave and she would wave. And she wasn't, I don't want to give you the impression that she was, you know, spying on people. She just hated sort of missing out.
Would it be beneficial to stand there?
We could. For us, you mean?
Yes.
Well,
let's go get the feel.
Okay, let's do it. So here we go. And I love our shopkeepers. They just let us come up in their porches, and we just get to make ourselves right at home.
So she's going to be right here.
She's inside.
Inside.
And that's where she sits, day in, day out, for a number of years until she died in 1987. So she had not had children. She had some nephews who put the house up for auction, and Ron Schuff across the street bought it. He had been in business for 9 years. He'd been very successful, but he wanted to expand in here and make it his piano showroom, and also some of his teachers gave lessons. Well, one day, about 6 months after he'd taken over the building, he was standing on the porch of his building over there with one of his teachers. This teacher was a student at Belmont. And Ron and the man are talking, and Ron says to the young man, he said, "Hey, would you mind going across the street? I left some papers in the hallway of our new building. Just get them for me." And this young man, "Sure, of course, Ron, no problem." So Ron said he watched him just stroll across the street, or I like to say moseyed across the street to the Mosley house. And he goes inside. He's just inside a second, and then he just races out like he's been shot out of a cannon. And he's like, hands the papers to Ron. And Ron said, "What's up? Like, everything okay?" And he said, "Ron," he said, "make sure in the future you schedule all my lessons over here. Don't schedule any of my lessons over there. In fact, when I come down here from Nashville, I'm gonna stay over here. I'm not ever going back in there again." And Ron said, "Well, why not? What's the matter with over there?" And he said, "I just saw Miss Mosley." And that is all he would say. But he insisted that he had seen her, and as we all knew, she had been gone for 6 months, but there she was.
Wow, what a great story.
I know.
So this is a real tease to the rest of your tours and the rest of the stops. So
that's exactly right.
How often do you do the tours? How do people get on the tour?
Well, we do the tour every night in October, 7 days a week. Most of the time, it's Monday through Saturday. And to book a tour, you just go to franklinonfoot.com, and I have just an easy way to book a tour online, and then you show up and prepare to be entertained.
Thank you for visiting with us and
Sure, you're
doing
welcome.
the walking tour, and we look forward to seeing you walking around the streets with a lot of tourists.
That's right. I hope it continues.
Great.
Thanks, Mayor. Appreciate it.